Warning. The following podcast will contain subject matter that on the surface may appear tame and for everyone. We here at Orsini's Uncensored Mind can assure you that it will not be. You will hear adult language. We will have a complete disregard for your feelings and emotions, and we will have zero restraint on the opinions shared on this show. There will be no safe spaces available for anyone listening. So, if you're one of those individuals offended by literally everything, this is not the fucking show for you.
You've got nothing to worry about when it comes to the old scary London boy.
What fucking side do you want out
Give a fuck right now, kid. What? I do not want him to spare me because of some fucking peace pact. I want him to acknowledge that his anger is unfucking justified. I want him to acknowledge that he who fights by the sword, he fucking dies by it, Tommy. So what, they took your boy, did they? Yeah? You got your boy. And what fucking line am I supposed to have crossed? How many fathers, right? How many sons, yeah? Have you cut, killed, murdered, fucking butchered, innocent and guilty, to send them straight to fucking hell, ain't you? Just like me! Fucking stand there. You, judging me, stand there and talk to me about crossing some fucking line. If you pull that trigger, right, you pull that trigger for a fucking honourable reason. Like an honourable man, not like some fucking civilian that does not understand the wicked way of our world, mate.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
Alright, yeah. Okay. I get it. Turn that shit off. Alright, I get it. Hey everybody, this is AJ Orsini. I normally have a big old spiel when I open up the show here. We're here for episode 88. And normally what happens is I come onto the show, I do this big opening spiel about being a Japs whole brother for another mother and all that other stuff. And I always have fun with that stuff. That stuff actually hypes me up pretty good when I do it. I know it might sound a bit corny over the airwaves here, but when I do it here, it makes me feel like I'm doing an actual show. You know, doing this little opening and all that other stuff. And it makes me feel like I'm getting ready to have a good time and all that other stuff. And I want you guys to feel comfortable with it. And when you guys hear it, you know you're about to have a good time and all that good stuff. But today is not a day for good times. Today is not a day for any of that stuff, actually. Today is a day for some negativity. I have decided all this time, I'm normally a person just riddled to the bone with positivity, always trying to do the positive thing. But the thing about this is if you don't exercise your demons, if you don't get the negativity out, it festers. And that's why a lot of times I try not to take things in negative ways. I don't like negativity festering on me and building up inside me and all that other stuff. I have a lifetime, a full-on lifetime of things that has been negative. If I could honestly and unbiasedly look back on the last 36 years of my life, it's probably a 50-50 split on all the good things that have happened as compared to all of the bad things. I'm not in a good place right now, and I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat things and fake it and come on the air and try to, because normally what happens is when I'm not in a bad place, I usually do the show, and it usually puts me in a good place. I start talking about pro wrestling, I start talking about comic books, I start talking about movies or whatever the fuck is going on, and it usually tends to perk me right up. But to be honest with you, I'm going to be as real with you tonight as I have ever been on this entire show. I'm going to say things tonight that you may or may not disagree with, but I can promise you that everything that I'm telling you tonight is coming straight from the heart. It's coming straight off the top of my head. I don't have any notes in front of me. I didn't do any research. I don't have any topics. If you do not want to hear a rant, a spiel, an angry person delivering his anger on through the airwaves, I would just go ahead and delete this fucking video right now. This audio right now. This is one of the rare occasions I really don't give a fuck who downloads this episode and who doesn't. It's entitled Angry as Fuck 2 for a reason. I've been down this path before. I've had one episode I can think of. I think it's episode 7 too, so it's been a while, where I was just uncontrollably angry about a particular subject. That subject, I think that rant only lasted about 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to go a little longer than 15 minutes, but at the same time, this show will not be an hour. I do not have the want to even be here for an hour. And this isn't me just shoveling off personal problems. This is actual problems in the one area that is supposedly the one thing that consistently brings me joy and happiness. And that would be pro wrestling. I have a lot of problems right now. I have a lot of issues with it right now, on two levels, on a business side of it and a personal side of it. Now, you're probably wondering, what business side? Orsini, you haven't done anything in pro wrestling in over a year. That's the problem. There have been, throughout this entire year and change, there has been many conversations between myself and people as far as me coming back and doing something. There's been many conversations, many talks with many different companies and many different people trying to figure out if there was a place for me or a thing to do, and so far, dick. And not dick on their end, dick on my end. I don't want to come back and do either the same garbage I was doing before or stuff that just does not interest me. So I have been hesitant. I've been back and forth on certain things, and we'll get into that. And then there's other things that on the other side of it, on the fan side of it, myself just being a general fan of pro wrestling, I have some issues on that end too. So this is going to be a short fucking episode, guys, because like I said, I don't really fucking feel like being here for forever. So again, if you don't feel like listening to a rant, if you don't feel like listening to someone who is trying to do better for not only himself but for everyone, then this is not the fucking video for you. Come back with the I'm going to be doing the shucking and jiving next week, episode 90. All right, as we inch ever so closer to episode 100. Also, I will not be playing any sponsorship videos today. I don't want any of the sponsors attached to all the stuff that I'm going to say today. I don't want any. I'm not going to be doing any advertisements. I'm not even going to play my son at the end of this because I just really don't feel. I did a cold open to illustrate my overall emotion about a lot of things right now. So I did the cold open because I just wanted to illustrate that. But as far as the ending and everything for the show, I'm not really prepared to sit here and edit a bunch of shit because, to be honest with you, I'm in a fucking angry as fuck, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a quick little conversation. I'm going to be real with my fans right now, and this is the most uncensored this show will ever be. Probably ever. Because I don't know if I'm going to have it in me to do this shit again. So this is it. Diamond in the Rough, episode 88. Mark it down as one of those episodes. But here's the deal with this. So first and foremost, I want to illustrate to all of you, because if you've listened to the show from the beginning, then you know. If you're rather new, which I do have some new ones, I've been a pro wrestling fan my entire life. We're going to start with the fandom, obviously, so here we go. I've been a pro wrestling fan my entire life. Literally, my first memories on this earth are of pro wrestling, as far as back as I can remember. I remember live watching on television for the first time, the first wrestling I ever saw. I think I've said the story before, but it bears repeating because I'm going into a point here. WrestleMania 4. The Macho Man winning the tournament, becoming WWF champion. That was my first actual, fucking wrestling show that I ever saw on TV. And then years later, I went to my first live event in Hartford, Connecticut, which, ironically, the next pay-per-view, Money in the Bank for the WWE, will be in Hartford. I saw a live event there. Those were all the first times, I've had a lot of great moments as a wrestling fan. I always managed to be in the right building at the right time. Springfield, Massachusetts, In Your House DX, the first time Austin brings the truck out, I'm there. The one and only Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view was in Long Island, I was there. The first ever women's pay-per-view, I was there. First ever WLC match, which, believe it or not, I found extremely entertaining, I was there. A lot of firsts, a lot of things that took place here in the WWE, I happened to be there for. Also, as a wrestling fan, I had a chance to sit in the Impact Zone for TNA. My wife and I attended a TNA pay-per-view inside the Impact Zone while we were on vacation in Florida. Ring of Honor, obviously, one of the first anniversary, my first wedding, not wedding, first anniversary gift I ever got from my wife, and this is anniversary of just dating, year one, was Ring of Honor tickets. She took me to the Rexplex over in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and it was like a skate park or whatever, and we got bused there from Manhattan Ballroom, and so I've been all over the place. Obviously, I've seen a bajillion independent shows, so I've had a chance to see a lot of different variations of wrestling in my life. I've been exposed to a lot of wrestling in my life. I consider myself a bit of a historian. I dabble in it. Even the stuff that I don't know, I love learning about. For those of you who don't follow me on social media, please do, but I just shared a picture recently. I just finally got my hands on the Fall Guys book by Marcus Griffin. I'm going to be doing some stuff with that, filling you guys in on what's going down with that book. So I'm definitely one of those people. I would consider myself the hardcore of the hardcore. I make the comment all the time. People think it's a joke, but it's not. When I tell people that in my house, in order, it goes WrestleMania, wedding anniversary, birth of my son. And people think, oh, well, that's pretty dramatic. It's not dramatic. It's the way that it is. That's the way my life is structured. And pro wrestling pretty much engulfs my life. It's who I am. It's what I don't take breaks from pro wrestling. I don't. People say, well, I'm just going to take a breather from wrestling and watch something else. That's not me. It's every day. I got the network the day it came out. I still have tapes upon tapes upon tapes of wrestling of all kinds, ECW, WCW, WWE, all over the place. So I think every family member I have has one of my tapes floating around in their house fucking somewhere because, just visit. Even when I would visit places, I would play these tapes and just watch wrestling 24/7. Anybody who knows me in real life, not even just like the pretend wrestling world, but in real life, they know me as the wrestling guy. Like I'm that wrestling friend for everyone. My fandom is deep. It's deep rooted into my body, into my soul, into my heart, into my mind. It's all that I can think of every day of the week. I listen to wrestling things in my car more than I listen to music. All right. I watch the WWE Network while I'm doing dishes. Okay. It's an all encompassing thing. My closet's full of WWE merch. My fucking son walks around with the toy belts. It's who I am. It's everything about my life. It's everything about who I am as a person. Pro wrestling is me personified. Even when I did this show, originally, the plan was to be very unbiased to the idea of entertainment in general. I wanted to do movies and music and all this and other sports. I wanted to do other sports and timely news and all kinds of stuff. And people just kept hitting me up and telling me that they just kind of enjoyed the wrestling stuff. So little by little, it kind of morphed into just being a pro wrestling podcast, which is fine. I spent so much time just being the pro wrestling guy. I thought it'd be cool to try something a little different because I still included the wrestling stuff. I didn't get rid of it. It is who I am. I just wanted to incorporate other things, and it ended up not working out very well as far as the viewership went. People who were listening to the show said, I dig the wrestling stuff, but I'm not really big on the other stuff. So it kind of dwindled down into almost nothing at this point. Between Marvel, DC, like Marvel and DC conversations are the only conversations you people tend to really get behind besides the pro wrestling stuff. So at least I have that outlet. But the point is I've been a wrestling fan my entire life, and I'm 36 years old. And right about now, I am officially in my brain, and I've spoken to my wife about this, and we had a good laugh about it because I think she also thinks that I'm joking when I say this. But officially, as of 36 years old, I'm done. I'm tapping out. I can't do it. I submit. I yield. I'm waving the white flag. I no longer consider myself a professional wrestling fan. I don't. And it's not for anything the WWE did. It's not for anything TNA did. It's not for anything Ring of Honor did. It's not for anything New Japan did. It's not for anything any of those companies in the UK did. It's not for anything that any wrestling company has done either to me as a professional or to me as a fan. I am no longer considering myself a professional wrestling fan because I refuse. I absolutely refuse at this point to continue to socialize and to continue to consider myself a member of a community that I don't want to be a part of. The biggest toxic community in my life right now is pro wrestling fandom. I cannot stand it. I cannot be around it. If it wasn't for this show, I wouldn't even be in wrestling groups, and that hasn't even stopped me from deleting myself from groups as of late for the past few weeks, I guess you would say. I am done. I cannot do it anymore. I cannot continue to associate with people like this on a daily basis. There are people who love wrestling the way that I love wrestling and that I associate with, that I'm cool with. I'm not eliminating fans or anything like that for the main part. But just being around wrestling fans that I don't know used to be a fun thing because you had a common ground deal, right? You would meet people, you'd shake a few hands, you'd get to know them, you'd share stories and your favorite memories, and it would be a really positive thing. It's not a positive thing anymore. It's fucking gross. It's disgusting. Wrestling fans have become your everyday average sport fan. Because I used to get that for being a fan of sports. When I was really hardcore into the football, into the basketball and stuff, and I got to admit, timing, scheduling, I just really haven't been behind the sports the way that I used to, which is another reason why I let it go, because I had to fit in time to research stuff and I just didn't have the time for it. But I still follow it like a little bit, and I'm still a fan of the sports, but I don't follow it the way that I used to. So I'm no longer in those communities. But when I was going hardcore on basketball and football and even participating in the sports, these people are fucking ravenous. They're disgusting. They're irritating. They're pieces of shit. For the most part, there was a lot of fandom. Remember, fan is short for fanatic. That's fucking gross. That's fucking disgusting. That you don't just want to fucking associate with. Fucking Philadelphia Eagle fans are fucking gross. Dallas Cowboy fans are fucking annoying. Even my own people. I can't stand fucking New York Met fans. I can't. And I like the New York Mets, but I can't stand the fans. It's just fucking annoying all the fucking time. And maybe it's just me because I'm getting older and I have less patience than I had when I was a younger guy. Maybe that's the case. I'm not entirely sure, but I tell you this, I'm irritated. That's what used to happen in sports. My wrestling never did that for me. When I was growing up, even into my 20s, I never remember any time really where I would meet people online who liked wrestling and we would just fucking click. Now, it's so fucking toxic. You can't you can't go into a wrestling group and discuss wrestling. You can't. Or you're just going to fucking get destroyed. Roman Reigns is on TV. Hooray. What do you mean, hooray? What are you, a fucking gay? What are you, a fucking retard? Huh? You like Roman Reigns? What a fucking retard. Are you fucking serious? It's fucking disgusting. And I can't fucking take it anymore, to be honest with you. And I know there's a lot of people out there that feel that way too. Not just as fans, but people like me who are doing podcasts and stuff like that, and they really they find it hard to pull away because they want the numbers. They're wrestling fans, so I'll know that they'll pay attention when I talk wrestling. I don't need any fucking one of you. So I have no problem coming out. That's why I said at the beginning of this, some of you motherfuckers are going to stop listening to the show. Some of you motherfuckers are going to go on social media and block me immediately. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking sick of it, to be honest with you. And I'm not sitting here being triggered or whatever fucking stupid computer lingo fucking sentence you want to use about me. That's fine. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. The bottom line is as soon as you get irritating, I got a word for you too, blocked. Because I spent a long time on Facebook not blocking anybody because I don't really have a problem with a difference of opinion. I don't have a problem with two people sitting down, squabbling shit out, and seeing where you wind up at the end. At the end, you may wind up in the same spot. Agree to disagree, whatevs. But at least they're having a fucking civil conversation about it. People are having having the dumbest fucking conversations online. The type of shit that happens in a wrestling group is a person attacks you viciously. You respond. And even if your response is something like whatever, or dude, it's just my opinion, whatever the case may be, whatever you say is irrelevant because this fucking idiot is just going to respond with some meme that says triggered on it. Like, I wasn't fucking triggered, you idiot. I'm literally watching cartoons while I'm fucking pushing buttons on my phone. At what point was I triggered? It's the stupidest fucking, it's like talking to a fucking brick wall. No matter what you say, there's the set responses are already there. It doesn't even fucking matter. So now they attack you, you defend yourself, you're triggered, and then you either block them or you don't respond to it because who's got the time for that? And then they walk around and brag about the fact that you blocked them, bragged about the fact that you stopped responding because they quote got too real on you. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. And if I may, if you're really one of these people, like people who brag about being blocked on Twitter by WWE superstars, if you actually take a snapshot and share it on your social media to let people know that you were blocked for being an asshole, I would love for you to head over to your nearest clinic, see a doctor, get yourself a referral, and head over to get your fucking brain examined because I think you have a form of mild retardation. There is something broken in your fucking skull that makes you believe that you being blocked, you being reported, you being in Facebook jail for saying stupid shit on social media is a good thing. There is something clinically wrong with you. You need to be checked because that's a problem. Don't you understand? Is there no one in your circle looking out for you and telling you, dude, this is a fucking dumb thing to be doing? Do you not have the right people around you? I've seen people 4, 5, 6 fucking Facebook accounts. First of all, if you got blocked on one, why would you need 3, 4, 5? I would think just making a second would be fine, right? Because you've learned your lesson. I probably shouldn't do that. Now, Facebook is finicky. People get blocked and reported and deleted for doing all kinds of random shit. But for the people who genuinely fucking deserve it, putting up stupid shit. I'm in a lot of wrestling groups still, but trust me, it's dwindling down. There are people still starting posts about whether or not Roman really had cancer or not. What a fucking stupid time killing. This is like the stupidest thing I've ever read in my entire fucking life. And I read it every day. I feel like I say that. Every day is another day where I sit here and I say, okay, well, this is the dumbest thing I'll see in this wrestling group until tomorrow. And then I go, okay, well, now this is the dumbest thing. Or now this is the dumbest thing. Every day continuously is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's just over and over and over. And I know that people are trolling and I know they're doing it on purpose because, like I said, I'm in a lot of different groups. So what happens is if I'm in the same amount of groups as, say, we'll throw a name out there and just say Max, right? So Max I'm in like 20 wrestling groups. If Max is in 15 of my 20, that means if he posts similar posts, I can see it as a group. You understand what I'm saying? Facebook condenses it. So Max will post, man, how ugly is Charlotte? She looks like a dude, right? But he'll copy and paste that post onto like 10 or 12 different fucking groups, and he's doing it for the fucking response. This isn't something that he's trying to he's not trying to intellectually accomplish anything. He's not actually trying to stimulate conversation. He's just being an asshole. And he's doing it because A, the internet allows him to do it. B, admins allow him to do it. And the reason why admins allow him to do it is because as much of a dickhead thing as certain statuses are, it pisses people off and it gets more responses than the positive. If we put, because Roman Reigns had leukemia, right? So what a wrestling group should do is do one of those charitable things, especially if you got like 10, 20,000 fucking people in your group. You send one of these charitable things into the group and put that in there as a post and see if people respond. You know how many people respond to that? 5, 6, 7 people. If I go into the same wrestling group and go, yo, Enzo Amore should have been WWE champion, I don't fucking understand what anyone's talking about. That shit would get 3,000 fucking comments and all of it is nasty and just disgusting and attacking each other and making each other feel like complete shit. That's how the internet works. And that's why I don't have fucking time for it. Because I consistently keep coming here and telling everybody that I'm all about positivity. I'm all about being a positive person. And yet I keep allowing this negative shit to come into my fucking life and into my fucking circle. And the excuse that I keep going with is because I want people to listen to my show. But the fact of the matter is that if you're one of these pieces of shit that I am describing right now that does this type of shit on Facebook, fuck if I care if you listen to my fucking show. I said this episode 1. I'm not fucking worried about listens and downloads and shares and likes. I ain't doing this shit to cater to anybody. So the fact that I keep falling into this fucking groove of my own, trying to convince myself that it's a smart deal to stay in these groups because XYZ, right? The negative is starting to really outweigh the fucking positive. I can't post a fucking status on my own shit. Forget fucking wrestling groups, right? Because I have enough wrestling fans on my own social media. I can't post a fucking status at all on my own shit without some fucking guy trying to be the fucking contrarian and not contributing shit to anything at all. I don't know how many times I'll post up status. What a pay-per-view looks good so far, right? Like I'm not even like putting the fucking show over. I'll be like a fucking hour deep and do a 4-hour show, and I'm like, it's pretty fun so far. And I'll have that one asshole. No, this show is garbage. WWE's garbage. The creative is garbage. So what the fuck are you telling me this shit for? Are you telling me this shit because you're trying to convince me that the company... It's like I just sat through a whole hour of WWE programming. But Joe from Idaho is telling me that WWE sucks, so I should turn this shit off immediately. What is the point? What are you getting at by putting this shit on my statuses? Oh, WWE is terrible. I don't know why you watch it. Because I enjoy it, you fucking putz. What other reason would I have to watching this shit? I'm not like you. I'm not going to watch some shit consistently every week that I claim to not like. Any television show, forget wrestling for a second, any television show or any movie that I kind of like, I stop watching. I only really watch the shit that I really want to watch. So if you're telling me that WWE sucks every fucking week, that means you're watching it every fucking week. And if you're watching it every fucking week, I don't believe for a fucking second you actually think the WWE sucks. I don't. I don't buy it. I think you're full of shit. And I'm calling you on that right now. You're full of shit. Anybody that will consistently keep telling you, and for people who, and there's another part of this too, not just people who say it every week, but the people who tell me, I haven't watched WWE since 2006. All right, well, that was 13 years ago, so why the fuck are you commenting on it? Why would you comment on something you have not watched in 13 years? You know what I haven't seen since 2006? I haven't seen SummerSlam of 2006 since 2006. You know why I haven't seen it? Not a fucking fan. I'm a fan of the product, and I haven't gone back and watched it. Why? Because I don't care about it. You telling me 13 years after the fact, like it's supposed to make you cool or something, that you haven't seen the WWE product in 13 years? I haven't seen the WWE product in 13 years. Okay. Now what? See, that's the biggest problem that I have. It's hard for me to sit here and say that opinions don't really matter when I have a podcast that I'm trying to produce and put together, which is basically solely predicated upon my opinions. But here's the deal. I come to the table with this show knowing that my opinion means something to a certain amount of people, means nothing to a whole bunch of other people. So what I do is I try to cater my show to the people that my opinion does matter to. Okay? But I come to this already knowing that my opinion on things, regardless of how educated that opinion may be, is not valuable to fucking everyone. That's the problem that I have with a lot of the fucking people who comment on my shit. Because they comment on my shit sharing an opinion I don't fucking care about. Eric from Florida telling me that Baron Corbin is a shitty wrestler and doesn't deserve to be in the ring with Kurt Angle doesn't mean a fucking thing to me. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's how you feel. Great. You've stated it. We move on now, but these people, they don't move on. They continue and they push as if their way is the only fucking way. And that is irritating and useless. It's a waste of time for everybody. It's a waste of time for the person saying it because no one's listening to it. Don't you understand? You're alone on this. And I'm not speaking just on the topic of Corbin and Angle. I'm just speaking in generalities about a gentleman or a female who give you this impression like without his opinion, you can't fucking live or function. It makes zero fucking sense to me. I don't comprehend, can't relate to what it must feel like. The pressures you must live with every day, thinking to yourself that if I don't get online and post this shit, people won't know. How they won't know. They're like, everyone is sitting at home going, God damn it. I wish I knew what Eric from Florida was thinking. I gotta hit this guy up. I'm in a wrestling group right now, and I'm debating because I think actually, as a matter of fact, no, I'm not debating. I think I left it yesterday, where fans were getting together and shooting promos on each other, like intentionally. They were shooting promos on one another, trying to be like wrestlers, right? Which is fine. If you want to get in front of a camera, shoot a promo, it's all in good fun, right? The problem is they're not shooting wrestling promos. They don't know how to shoot wrestling promos. So all they're really doing is filming themselves naturally and really insulting this other person, like in real life. Like they're using real life shit. Like they're going onto other people's Facebook pages and doing a little research and then turning it into a promo about real life shit. A wrestling promo consists of three things. Putting yourself over, basically making the audience believe that you're a big deal. Putting your opponent over, making sure the audience is aware that he's a big deal. That way, when you beat him, you become a bigger deal. And the third is putting over the event in which the two of you will be clashing. That is a basic 101 promo. There are other variations, especially when you're storytelling and telling things about characters, but that's your basic run-of-the-mill average wrestling promo. To get on your cell phone and record yourself and basically call someone a buck-tooth stuttering bitch, that's not a wrestling fucking promo. You're just going online and insulting a person for real. So I couldn't deal with it. So I'm out. I tap out. I'm done. I have to get the fuck out of there. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking choke somebody to proverbial death. Okay, I can't do that with them. Okay, I'm going to hurt someone. Okay, so I can't do that anymore with people. I can't do it with fans. I have to get the fuck out. So I'm done. I'm done proclaiming myself to be a wrestling fan. I'm done associating with wrestling fans. And if I run into anybody at a show or whatever, I'm not gonna be rude about it. I don't want to be a part of the group anymore. Because for as many good people as there are who are wrestling fans, there's about at this junction right now, I really feel it's like a ratio of 2 or 3 to 1. Probably say closer to 3 than 2. 3 to 1. For every one good guy, 3 bad ones. And I can't do it anymore. Fans that really think they're part of the business, that really think that they know what they're talking about, that really like this whole paying dues thing with Leo Rush. I wouldn't pick up another man's bag. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. This is why you're a fan. Because you're not prepared to do the things that you need to do to be in the fucking business. You look down upon it, you look at it and say, well, it shouldn't be necessary to get into the business. But it is. There's a lot of things in the work world you shouldn't need to do to fucking be in the profession that you want to be in. But the fact of the matter is that's what it is. Every form of employment has some sort of trial basis, has some sort of initiation, has some form of hazing, all of it. You just don't want to participate. Don't preach to me and tell me that carrying someone's bag, fetching water, whatever the case may be, that you're too good for that, right? Don't preach to me about that because I did it, okay? We can go to the professional side of this now, of this conversation, and we can have the conversation. I did all those things. I paid for people. I paid bar tabs. I grabbed bags. I fetched water. I fetched towels. I swept up buildings. I hooked up chairs. I set up rings. There were shows where I might have been the highest paid guy on that show. And I got the suit on, and I'm supposed to be doing commentary. I'm supposed to do ring announcing, and the truck is late, and it gets to the building. We got fans there, and how do we start the show? If the truck arrives late, how do we start the show either on time or as fast as possible if everyone doesn't help? Everyone has to help. Somebody told me online, that's not the job of a wrestler to pick up bags for other people and do all this other garbage. I said, you obviously don't know what the job of a wrestler is. And I said, well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory in the name. Well, it isn't. You know what the job of a pro wrestler is? Everything. Everything is the job of a pro wrestler. If the promoter needs a hand in something, the pro wrestler can fucking help and do it. It's the same as any other profession. What is the job of a bank teller? Everything. What is the job of a supermarket cashier? Everything. Supermarket cashier means you run the cashier. But ask any cashier and they'll tell you. When there's no lines, we're stocking, we're cleaning, we're setting things up. Every job that you sign up for has a list of duties. Point to one person who hasn't had to do more than what was on that sheet. You won't find anybody. Everyone has to bend over backwards. Your job is not predicated solely on just what the job description is. Sometimes people need help. People need to do things. You have to prepare yourself for things outside of the norm. You have to go the extra mile to get to where you want to go. Leo Rush is talented as fuck. I know the guy. I've worked with the fucking guy before. I respect him. I think if they really get behind this guy, regardless of his height, that he can be a real money man for this company. Having said that, pick the fucking bags up. Because that's what the fuck we're supposed to do. Don't listen to these fucking people on Twitter and Facebook who do not know the wicked ways of our world, mate. Hence the cold open. It was the first thing I thought of when I thought of this story. You don't pull this fucking trigger like a fucking civilian, okay? Do this shit like an honorable fucking man. You chose to be in this business. You chose to sign that WWE contract. Do not fucking tell me that you signed a WWE deal and not one person on the independent circuit before you left pulled you aside and told you what this shit was all about. Horse shit. You knew. You just don't want to do it. There's no racial component, because I know he went out there and said something about, the image of a little black guy holding everybody's bags. What's the image going to be? Slavery? If you go to the fucking building in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and they say Leo Rush picking up a fucking suitcase, they're automatically going to say, oh, he's a fucking slave? No. It's just going to be some fucking guy picking up a fucking suitcase. There's no racial component here. There's no money component. There's no a reputation component. He just doesn't want to fucking do it. That's it. Same as any other spoiled, overachieving fucking child who doesn't know any better. He just doesn't want to do it. He wants to go from independent superstar to WWE legend. Straight. He doesn't want to do the in-between. He just wants to fucking get there without having to do all that other bullshit in between. Same thing with Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore, this is why Enzo doesn't have a fucking job. It's not a rape case. It's not allegations. None of that bullshit. That was an excuse to get him out. But the problem was this, the in-between. He doesn't want to do the in-between. He just wants to be the star. That's it. We've run into a lot of guys like this on the independent scene too. A lot of guys like this on the independent scene. Guys who are on the top of the card and really think their shit don't stink. And they come in and they sit that bag down. And they don't say nothing or know about it because they don't want to associate. And then they go out there, they have their match, they pack their shit, and they fucking leave. They get paid, and they fucking leave. Superstars. But that's bullshit. Bullshit. None of those guys get fucking respect. If you really believe, if you're listening to this and you're not a wrestler, and you really believe that you're going to become a wrestler, you just walk in the door, you put your fucking gear on, you go into the ring, you wrestle, you pack your shit, and you leave. If you really think that's the job, let me save you a ton of money and heartbreak, baby. That ain't the fucking job. I don't care what number on the card you are on time. You're there for the whole show. You help if needed at the end of that show, and then you can leave. So if you went in there literally for a run-in, or if you were there for a 5-minute squash match or whatever it is, buckle up, baby, because your night is not 5 minutes long. Your night is the remainder of the evening, 5-6 fucking hours. That's how pro wrestling shows work. Sorry to pull the bag out from underneath you there, but that's how that shit goes. This is real life we're talking about here. This is real wrestling. Pick those fucking bags up. People online arguing about wrestling traditions will never be in a fucking locker room ever. Arguing online about what is paying dues and what isn't paying dues. Go fuck yourself. All of you. go fuck yourself. Because there were very few people. I did see a few, but very few people who were like, we're not in the business. We shouldn't even care about that. Let's just appreciate the fact that these guys are putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment, which I feel gets lost a lot. Every single person, 100% accuracy on this. Every single person who ever wanted to be a wrestler second guessed that the first day of training. Every single time. Because it's not as easy as it looks. The damage that we do to our bodies is on purpose. Any given night, you can blow something out, you can knock yourself unconscious, you can break something. You think it's not just being a tough guy here. You think people would love to take the time off that they would on the indies when they snap an ankle or break a leg or break a neck or something like that? They'd love to. Unfortunately, okay, the $20 you paid to get in to see them was not enough to cover their fucking medical bills. But we owe you, right? You paid $20, you own us. You can take pictures whenever you want. You can follow us in airports, rental car places, take pictures in the bathroom, all that kind of shit, right? Because you paid $20 to come in and see us, and now you own us. I hear that one a lot. We pay your salary. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. Here's $20 out of my own fucking pocket. Take it and fucking choke on it. Okay? I would rather get into a ring and break my neck on purpose. I will purposely break my neck for a wrestling fan that just loves wrestling, loves the entertainment value, respects the fucking wrestler, respects the fucking culture, and respects the fucking business. I will go in the ring and I will break my neck for him. For the rest of you 140 character warriors, you can suck the thickest parts of my dick. All of it. 100%. I could care less for any of you at this point. I'm done. Absolutely done with all of it. Okay? And I'm not yelling and screaming, but I'm doing this. I'm not yelling and screaming because of where I'm recording. I'm not home. I'm recording. I'm on the road right now recording. So I'm trying to keep it very low-key and very down right now. But for the most part, all of you can fucking kiss my ass. I'm done. Okay? I'm not going back and forth about it on Facebook anymore. I'm just looking at you fucking guys with the dumbest look on my face. Whenever I reach it, it's always the dumbest shit, and I just shake my head and I say, you know what? I'm just going to tap out and do my own fucking thing. Because from here on out, I just want to remain positive, and I can't do that with negative fucking Nancy's surrounding me. And we're about to wrap this up soon, but I did mention something about talking about the professional side of it. Not just being done as a wrestling fan, but being done as a professional. I am not done as a professional. I'm not. I love it too much. I want it too bad. And I wish that I could. What was it Tony said? I wish I could put a pin in it and just drop it to the bottom of the lake and be done with it. I wish I could take all this passion and all this knowledge, put it in a box and just discard of it so I could live my beautiful life with my son and my wife and just be gleeful, but I can't. There is an itch. There is something in there that is fucking with me, and I've been putting it off. I've been putting it off and putting it off, and I want to do something, and I have something in mind that I want to do. I do. I have something in mind as a vision of what I want to do, and I don't know exactly how I'm going to execute it or what the execution is going to be like, or more importantly, where. But I have been speaking to enough people to know that I probably shouldn't be worried about the where. Because everywhere I go as far as the where, they have a different vision for myself than I do. Everyone loved what I did before, being the commentator, being the announcer, being the interviewer, which I don't have problems with. They were fun jobs. But creatively, there's something that I just have to try before I get locked into doing all that shit again. There's just something I've always wanted to try, something that I've always wanted to do. And I just think that I'm getting to a point very closely where I want to do something. Now, doing something in the business is hard for me now, not just scheduling, but because I have this show. So how can I do something creatively in the business and then critique it on this show. It's a little off. So I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know where this is going to turn out. But I can say this. For everyone who has expressed interest in me and everyone who has kept in touch with me, and, I've gotten a lot of, whenever you're ready, let me know, or whenever you're ready, hit me up. I've gotten a lot of that. So to all of those people, just hold the holding pattern a little while longer. I have some ideas. I have some things that I want to do and I want to try. And we'll see what happens. Instead of asking people for an opportunity, I think it's just time that I just start making my own. So that's where we're going to go with that as far as the professional side of it. I don't want to continuously keep being fluffed and told this and told that. I'd rather not just leave my fate in the hands of other people anymore. I think it's time where I sit back and take reign of my own shit. And I'm 36 years old. God knows how much time I have left, not only in this business, but on this earth. I'm not an old guy. I don't want to talk morbid, but at the same time, I live in New York. I'm really trying to take care of myself. I'm stressed beyond belief almost every day. So who knows, man? I could be a heart attack candidate tomorrow. Who fucking knows? So I don't want to leave this earth without trying the one thing that I've always wanted to try. So keep your eyes open for some stuff that may be coming up as far as me goes. I don't know. We'll see. Not me goes the rapper, but as far as me, myself, goes and how this goes with the wrestling business. I've ranted and raved enough. I said this wasn't going to be a full hour. It isn't. I'm only at 46 minutes right now, but I'm pretty much tapped out. I'm done. I wanted that off my chest, and I'm not going back to it. This is it. This is the one negative episode because I just need to vent and get it out and get it off my chest. How I truly feel. I always wanted to be honest with my people here, and this is me being honest. I don't hate everyone. I'm not angry at everyone. I just can't continuously keep beating my head against the wall, and I am making it public that I'm not. So if you go on my status, and I've said this already, I made a few statuses about this. If you go on my status and you make a comment, you better be able or better be willing to back it the fuck up. Because I am coming after you, I'm going to expose you, I'm going to fucking dump you on the street for everyone to fucking see. I am not going to let you get by on shit. I am not going to let you just IMO. In my opinion, back your fucking opinion up. Because an opinion with no fucking evidence is nothing. It's wasted breath. It's just shit flying in people's air. I don't give a fuck how you feel. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is unless your feelings and your opinions are validated. Bring me some validation. Bring something to the fucking table to have a discussion. It's not cement. That's just because how you feel, then that's the way that it is. False. Bring something to the table. Okay? Stop fucking with the good people of this wrestling industry and the good people of this fandom. Pro wrestling has had crazy fans for years. Crazy passionate. You're not going to find a more passionate group of people in the world than pro wrestling fans. I love each and every one of you. So to the people who are joining the ranks purposely just to fuck it up, here is a big fuck you to all of you. All of you go fuck yourself. For everybody who will shit on will shit on Sasha Banks for being too high on herself, but will back Lio Rush because he thinks highly enough of himself that he doesn't need to carry somebody else's bag. You can't have cake and eat it too. Okay? Like Michael K once said, you can't be half pregnant. Pick a fucking side. Use some fucking knowledge. And I'll be shucking and jiving again next week, episode 90. Right now, I have bequeathed onto you episode 89. Good night. Good night. Have a good one. I got some projects coming up that's not going to be on Podbean. You can find out about those on social media. And I will be less angry and less frustrated about those. All right, guys? So I'll talk to you later. Peace.